Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my first Q&A for this week for AMC's Fear the Walking Dead. This one is for Season 2, Episode 11, Pablo and Jessica. And spoiler warning, if you guys have not seen Episode 10 yet, do not disturb. Awesome episode. So this one's a weird one for me. I want to start with this, just after seeing everybody's comment. This is not directed at anyone in particular, but I don't know how to communicate. Now, I know a lot of people online. I was pretty surprised when I asked people their age, and there's a lot of people that are, they're teenagers, this kind of stuff, maybe 15, 13, 14, this kind of thing. So, I definitely understand for them, but for a lot of people, it's like, here's the deal. If you guys don't like Fear the Walking Dead, then don't watch it. It's like, oh my God, secret, brace yourself. This is some earth-shattering, crazy news. Are you ready? If you don't like Fear the Walking Dead, don't watch it. Right? Just, oh my gosh, I just dropped a news bomb on us. Oh my God, my life will never be the same. If you don't like it, just don't watch it, and like with what I'm doing with the videos now too, because I know there's a lot of people who don't like Fear, and that's cool. If you don't like it, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to watch it. And with regards to the videos that I do for Q&As and stuff, I'm going to be more splitting up Fear Q&As from Walking Dead Q&As, and that's as per your guys' request. You want them to be separate. Many of you do, because a lot of people just don't like Fear, and that's cool. If you don't like it, you don't like it. It doesn't have exactly the same feel as the regular Walking Dead. I will definitely say that. It does have quite a bit different feel, and it doesn't have a comic book series to base it on, so it feels much more, I want to say, kind of more like a drama, like a TV series type of drama, or, not really, sometimes I say soap opera, not really like soap opera, but sort of like almost there. And we have to consider, too, this is still in the early days of the ZA, of the zombie apocalypse, so you don't have as many characters that have really changed all that much. Some of the members of our main group in Fear, like Chris, for example, has changed tremendously even since the start of the zombie apocalypse. But we have to consider Rick is still in his coma at this time. So this is pretty early days. So yeah, it makes sense that there are different pockets of surviving groups out there. Many of them don't know what the hell they're doing. Many of them have no idea what's going on. They haven't adapted yet. We haven't met anybody like a Michonne, I want to say, is very comic booky. Walks around, she's got the sword and stuff, and she's smoking zombies like it's nothing. Some very kind of comic booky, action oriented type of storytelling from the original Walking Dead, and there's enough comic book moments in it that as, hardcore fans, major fans for The Walking Dead, who have read the comic book series, when they see The Walking Dead, when they put parts in from the comics, it makes people, get excited to see certain things from the comics that they know are coming. With Fear, you have no idea what's going to happen. You have no idea which characters are going to go where, and as a result, it's quite a bit of a different feel, and maybe it doesn't have as much of an action-oriented feel as the regular Walking Dead, but man, I really enjoy it, and I feel like they put enough into it. I mean, it has its weaker episodes, like, some episodes I don't like as much as others, obviously. But, it's got some great episodes too. It's had some episodes already that I feel like were really, really good. But alas, every year it pretty much happens around the same time frames whenever The Walking Dead's not on. I have a lot of people on the channel who are big-time Walking Dead fans, huge fans of The Walking Dead. And they're trying to do something with The Walking Dead that it's not supposed to do. It's entertainment, right? It's something you can have as like a hobby. It's something fun to watch. It's something fun to do. That's what it is, but it's not life. Like, it's not your whole life, or at least it shouldn't be your entire life. You should have other things obviously going on aside from that, and there's going to be ups and downs throughout the series, and we can't look to The Walking Dead as something to make us happy in our life if there's other stuff going on that's not going so well in our life. So that's something that I've seen for probably 5 years now. Every time it's off, and that some people really get, they either get depressed or they get, I don't know how Fear could satisfy them. They get angry when Fear has bad episodes, and then when Fear has a great episode, they get angry when it's a great episode. So I'm like, like, what do you want? You're angry because the episodes are slow, or now you're angry because it has a good episode, and you say, no, Fear sucks, you're wrong, Trev, it still sucked, blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, well, I don't know how to satisfy you, and I think the problem is that you're not satisfiable. You're trying to do something with Fear, or you're trying to do something with The Walking Dead, that it's just a show at the end of the day. It's just entertainment. Same with the comic book series. It's just a comic book series. It's just entertainment. It's not your whole, it shouldn't be everything to anybody, even me, as much as, and you guys, as much as we comment, we have fun with it. It's a hobby, but we can't make it into something like that where it has to be everything to us. That's unhealthy. We can't do that. As big of fans as we become, we got to have other stuff going on than just that. So, So for people who are in that state, I'd say give it a try, man. If you've missed some episodes, or you're like, you're really not liking it, well, if you're really not liking it, drop it. But I think there's enough there for Walking Dead fans, even of the comic book series with Nick and the Whisperers, and just some really nice tie-ins and some really good things. And I look forward to the future of Fear, knowing that not every episode is going to blow us away every time. Even The Walking Dead, if you look at Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, especially Season 4, there's some slower episodes here and there. Not every episode is going to blow us away every time. And we shouldn't go crazy if there's a slower episode that we didn't like that much and go nuts and start attacking people on the internet and stuff. It's like sadism. That's what trolling is, really. Trolling is just sadism. And all you're really doing when you're being sadistic, if anyone knows anything about sadism, it's just like a pain transfer. You're just showing people, hey, I've got a lot of pain inside, and I'm really angry, and I'm going to be sadistic about this, and I'm going to go troll people because I personally have a lot of pain. And I'm directing that pain outwards externally to someone else. You could go masochistically and to yourself, or you could go sadistically to someone else. Displacement. And all that really shows to me is that, you just have a lot of pain and stuff going on. So to everybody who's in that kind of state, guys, think about it deep, think about it hard, and realize that it's just a show at the end of the day. Same with The Walking Dead. So, cool. Next question for this one will be from Mason Belcher, and he says, hey Trev, Q&A for Fear. Do you think Fear is using a different format similar to Game of Thrones by separating the main characters and watching their points of view for more than just half the season? And I think you're right, Mason. From the looks of it so far, they each have their own unique things going on. They have unique character groups that they're meeting in each different spot. We have three main locations, and even the hotel group is splintered right now, even into different subgroups, right? So we have a lot of different things happening in different spots, and it looks like, to me, that would tell me that it's more kind of, because they're introducing new characters, they're giving them more things to do, that we could be looking at more of a kind of long-term separation, at least for some of them. And we'll see if Chris and Travis stick together. If Travis sticks with Chris, he's his son, but he knows that his son is going down, the wrong path, and we'll have to see if he's going to be able to bring him back, or if it's going to go further and worse until Travis can't take it anymore and he decides he has to leave. I've seen some pretty good comments. Some people think that maybe even Chris might end up killing Travis, or maybe do the opposite if you want to fill it in with like Season 2 for Walking Dead. See Travis as Rick, and then Chris could be like the Shane, and then maybe have something like that happen, but maybe have Chris win. I don't know. It's hard to say, and it's hard to make comparisons like that. And I don't know. I don't think that's really what they're going for, but it's interesting comments. This one's from SENA, and she says, I believe it's a she, I don't see Chris as a villain, Trev. I think he is just confused and thinks that what he's doing is actually fine. He could get evil, I guess, but I would much rather see him become somewhat of an antihero, with Travis being his moral compass. So that's an interesting point of view. So you don't see him as a villain. Well, I can't help but see him as a villain. If someone comes onto your property, if you earn, you pay for, you buy a farm, and let's say you pay it off, it's yours 100%. Someone comes onto your land, even if it's a zombie apocalypse, and they try to take your stuff, they kill some of your chickens or whatever, they're in the process of just getting ready to do so. First of all, they're trespassing. Second of all, they're getting ready to eat and take your stuff. And then you tell them to leave, and they refuse to do so. They pull guns on you, this kind of stuff. I don't think there's any argument here what Chris did was wrong by killing him. Maybe the guy shouldn't have shot, the other guy who's now kind of his friend type of deal. But, Chris and Travis, to them, they just met these kids anyway. They just met these guys anyway, and they're not too, attached to them at this point. I wouldn't say they're really part of the group. I guess Chris maybe is just looking out for that right away. So for him, he's like, I can see him becoming kind of the leader of that little group because he's willing to pull the trigger and the others weren't, even when the the owner of the farm had pulled off a shot. So yeah, man, it's really interesting. It's one of the best things I think to happen in this season, and I really love what they're doing with Chris. But I can't help but see him as a villain because of the situation and the fact that he killed the guy on his property when they were totally in the wrong in every way. I mean, in real life, if that happened, you'd be found guilty, obviously, if Travis was to, if people knew what was going on. And yeah, that's murder, man. So, this is Zombie Apocalypse 2, so the rules are not exactly the same, but still, it's in the early days of the zombie apocalypse, and that is his land. You don't go into Woodbury and start, threatening to get stuff and then end up shooting the governor without, it's still kind of wrong, even if he's a bad guy, what they did in this case, I want to say. Next one's from Tracy, and she says, I'm with you. This episode was great. They really kicked things up a notch with this episode. Chris is a psychopath or sociopath or something, LOL. So I decided I'd add this in. So if you want me to psychoanalyze Chris, I don't think there's enough right now to say that he is. Of course, he lost. This is really well developed and really well done because he loses his mom, right, which is insanely painful for him because his dad even isn't always there for him. His dad kind of has a new family, this kind of stuff. The most important person in the world to Chris is his mom. So he loses his mom, which causes tremendous pain, as we just went over before. And where does the pain transfer go? The pain has to go somewhere. So either the person, does some sublimation exercise or something, they cry, all these natural releases, which are good. Or, they could deal with it sadistically, they could deal with it, masochistically, and, possibly there could be some guilt in there as well, too, which can also cause either of those two. And the transfer has to go somewhere. So is he a sociopath? Does he feel bad for the things he does? I don't know. We haven't really seen him, I don't think, feel guilty for what he's done so far. And he's actually killed a few now, if you look at it. I mean, the one guy he did as a mercy. So maybe he felt bad for the guy, so he put him down. So I guess you could say he's probably not a sociopath. However, I wouldn't break him down at this point, I think, as psychopathic either. He's not that sadistic, but he doesn't have much of a problem with killing people either. And of course, he's got a lot of anger, a lot of rage from the pain transfer, a lot of things going on with him. So I wouldn't really classify him as either yet. Of course, I'm not a psychologist, not a psychiatrist, but and we haven't spent that much time with him as well yet either. But I think what they've done with Chris so far in the series is really smart, and it makes a lot of sense for sure. And then the last one for this one will be from Mick3 is Zig, who says Chris is definitely this season's Shane Walsh. So we'll see. That would be crazy if they did something like that, and in the finale, Travis had to put Chris down or something. I don't know. That would be really crazy. But it looks like to me, Chris might be taking over as kind of like the leader of this group, because they're going to look at Chris as saving them again, and they're going to kind of worship him for being able to pull the trigger when it came down to it. And he's the most experienced with killing, and they probably think he's the shit right now, for sure. So, man, really good stuff, and I think we'll do another one this week, probably. You guys can keep sending me your questions for the Q&As this week. We'll do one more Fear, focusing probably to start with Chris and Travis, and maybe do some predictions with what we think is going to happen there once I've seen everyone's comments. Write yours below. What do you think is going to happen with Chris and Travis? And let's just try to enjoy Fear, guys, for what it is. Really, I mean, that's the whole point of entertainment anyways, is for us to enjoy, for us to have fun with it. If we don't like it, then there's other stuff we can do. There's no reason for us to get into it if we don't like it, right? So this is what it is. So, that'll be it for this video, guys. If you liked it, please don't forget to thumb it up below. You can also share at the bottom. You can also favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this video today. I'll see you guys again soon for another. As always, this is Trev. I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.